hello. How are you? ¿Cómo estás? My apologies for being a little bit late this morning. It's my second father's birthday today, so I called to sing him happy birthday. It's usually I do sing sometimes in breath work. It's usually the only time I allow myself to fully sing is on somebody's birthday. Then I don't feel like, I don't care if you judge me. So I want you to just take some breaths today around trying something new. And the reason why I'm saying that is breath work can feel like foreign, can feel like trying something new. So trying something new can feel risk-taking, different, uncomfortable, comfortable, weird, whatever the word or the feeling might be for you. So I want you to get into that emotion of what does it feel like when I ask you to lean into yourself and to lean into some self-care for you through the power. I'm on my phone. Through the power of breath work. So taking an intentional breath, not just, well, Beth, I breathe. Well, you breathe because you're, obviously because you're alive, but are you really breathing? Intentionally. So putting a breath intentionally of what are all those streaming thoughts that are going through your head? Do you think before you speak? Have you shoved down some emotions and then mask it? We can not have to wear a physical mask. We can be wearing a mask that everything is just fine when it's not. So are you willing to just surrender into the old breath, the old story, whatever the old story was, okay? We all have an old story from our family, our own story, our family's story, our grandparents' story, both sets of our parents, their parents. If you have a mate, then their parents and their grandparents, and so on and so forth. So if you can really get real with yourself right now and just taking an intentional breath of, it's like taking inventory of what is working for you and what isn't working for you. And putting some intention into your life, because I've always said, and I'll say it again, that every day is our birthday. Every day is Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is that you call a special holiday, Valentine's Day. I consider every day is our special holiday because we have breath, we have life. And think about it. Some people don't even like the holidays. Some people love the holidays. Some people don't really think about their life. They just kind of just get up, do their same thing, go to work, don't even really like work. They'll go home, sit in front of the TV, don't even, have conversation with people. So where can you actually get into your life, right? Where can you get into your life? And so you can get into your life through the power of breath work. So just right now, taking a breath, take a breath into your belly. That's where we actually store a lot of our emotions. It's our belly and our thighs. It's our two powerhouses. So you can see down into my thighs. Great angle right here. It's like being in the bad mirror in the dressing room. So right there, what did I do? My mind just went into a negative thought form. Instead of going, wow, look at this amazing thighs, amazing body, right? Go from a negative to a positive. So catch it, because remember, I say this all the time, we are on a dense planet. So it can mess with our thoughts. So go grab some dense thoughts, and the illusion can feel real. Maybe your bank account looks a certain way, your pantry looks a certain way, your heart feels a certain way. Have you had a heartbreak? Are you going through some grief? Are you hungry? Are you broke? Would you rather have a different job than you have? Are you tired of being the boss? Would you like to be the boss? So go into every place, how's your relationship with yourself? How's your relationship with your mate? Your relationship with children, your children, somebody else's children? Are you having a hard time conceiving? Do you want to conceive children, but you're having a hard time? Does your mate want children? You don't want children? I mean, think about all these earthly, busy, heavy, dense, real, feels very real emotion, right? So a few minutes ago I said, go into that emotion. So go right now, gather any emotion. You can whisper it in my ear if you want. And I'll hand it up to Spirit. I'm going to sage us in just a second. You can put your emotions here. I'll let you put it in the sage bowl. Put your emotions in there. I'm going to give you, where's my lighter? I'm going to find it. Oh, right here. We're going to light some sage in just a moment. And so I want you to gather that emotion and just maybe place your hands on your belly. It's just going to be a one inhale and one exhale. You can be out your nose or your mouth, whatever works for you, because we work differently on different days. So inhale, exhale, inhale the belly, exhale the belly. Let it rise, let it fall. Let the wave come up, let the wave go down. Inhale, let that belly come up, let your hands come up. Big and pregnant, male, female, no gender. Let that belly, that big belly rise like you're giving birth to your idea, your emotion. So an emotion can be a good emotion. Emotion can be an icky emotion you're just tired of holding on to. And then exhale out your tailbone. You can even make a noise. Inhale. Exhale. Quickly go up to your heart. Inhale, fill it up. Exhale, let it go at the back of your heart. Inhale, fill up your heart. Exhale the back of your heart. I'm going to do it this time with my nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale. Go throat, head, crown. Exhale out your crown. Inhale. Exhale. Now give me an inhale belly and an inhale heart and then an exhale out throat to head. So you can either use your nose or your mouth, dealer's choice. Inhale. And just stay on that pattern and just go grab that emotion. Maybe you're nervous about using technology to take my virtual breathwork class because maybe you've never used technology, or maybe you don't know, you're thinking it won't work virtually, or just, feel uncomfortable with any of it. I want you to just go grab it. And you keep breathing. And I want you to just send that emotion right up to the divine, up to heaven, up to Creator, Spirit, God, whatever you call. Send it to the cactus, send it to the ground, send it to the flower, send it to the bee, send it to the mountain, send it to the ocean. Send it out of you to the higher source. Keep breathing. I'm going to sage you. You can close your eyes. You can open them if you want. Gather your fire, gather your earth, gather your support, gather your abundance. I'm also going to start doing a lot more tapping in my work. EFT, emotional freedom technique. If you all know about it, don't know about it, you can look it up, or I'll have a lot more of that on my YouTube and on my page. So let's just tap right now for, I'm going to put the sage here so you get it. So we're going to tap right now for abundance, okay? So tapping, karate chopping on the bottom of your hand. Inhaling, pulling up that emotion. And you can say to yourself, even though it feels like this emotion, and you can name your emotion, is real. We'll just call it, I'll call it a lower vibration. Even though this emotion in me feels very real, and then you can fill in the blank what it is. I choose to create a new path for myself now. Even though this emotion feels real, even though it's been here my whole life for years, even though it's been a pain in my booty, body, neck, mind, soul, I'm willing to participate, to allow this emotion to come up, to start a new path of freedom. Giving thanks to myself this Thanksgiving season to have a new beginning. Now going to write in your eyebrows. This is what I was doing the other day, write in your eyebrows. I've been doing this for years, but you know, like anything, we can get on and off of things. So go ahead and say, just like any good thing that I start doing to myself, and you're using 2 fingers, but I like to use my ring fingers and then a couple around them just because that's the lowest, the lightest muscle in us. So we don't need to pound ourselves. It doesn't have to be hard anymore. So go ahead and say, and even though it's felt hard and I've gone up and down in my life and haven't been consistency with self-love for myself, I'm really good at giving love away to others, and it just hasn't been that way for me because my ancestors were that way, or because my ancestors were narcissists. I decided that I didn't want to look like them, so I made sure I did a lot of extra healing outside of me. And go ahead and go right on the side of your temples. And I like to do both sides, masculine, feminine, or you can do one side. It's going to work just the same. So if maybe only one of your hands or arms or side works, that's fine too. If you can do 2, then do 2. Dealer's choice again. So go ahead and say right here, even though that I've listened to a lot of other people's opinions and decisions, and sometimes I get confused on what my own intuition is to decipher from all the other voices that have been in my lineage, in my lifetime, and in the patterns that have been before me, even in the place of taking care of myself. And then move to the front, right on the top of your cheekbone. Even though this emotion that's been sitting in my belly and my heart and my mind and my soul for many breaths, many times in this lifetime, if you believe in other lifetimes, and in any other lifetimes, that I see and I take ownership of your emotion now. And then right on the top of your mouth. So we're just going to do one pattern, then we're going to go reset another pattern. Just keep breathing. And even though this feels very real, this emotion feels very real, and that voice tends to take over, convincing me that this illusion is very real. And even though that I give it a lot of space, and the illusion can sometimes show up in many forms, can even show up in the place in my feminine self, in my heart, can show up in all places in my belief system. I'm willing to now give it to the divine through all of my intellect, through all of my body, mind, spirit, soul, essence. Coming back to the karate chop. Now we'll do the second round. So we're releasing, again, pulling up that emotion and then resetting that emotion with a higher vibration. So we started this breath work about the emotion that wasn't serving you. Now we're going to reset the emotion so you can breathe And you can repeat internally or out loud to yourself. Even though this emotion, this illusion that has been felt very real to my ancestors and to myself, I'm willing to take ownership now to reset us back to the state of abundance and love. Right on top of your eyebrows, remember, right on your eyebrow, 2 fingers, one side or both, doesn't matter. And even though this emotion and illusion has been with me for as long as it's been with me, I'm willing to remember right now in this breath, in this resetting my mind, in this pattern, that I can begin again. That it's safe right on the side of your temples, that it's safe to change my mind anytime. It's safe to have choices. It's safe to remember that I have choices on this earth. It's safe to try new things. It's safe to go to Beth's virtual breathwork group. It's safe to try something virtually. It's safe to know that things do, it's energy. It has nothing to do with being in person. It's all about showing up, and it's safe to show up for myself. Right on the top of your cheekbones. It's safe to see myself. It's safe to see myself outside of the place that my ancestors saw themselves, that my ancestors spoke over me. It's safe to see myself beyond any place that I spoke out over myself from an old negative pattern. Right on top of your lip. It's safe to, it's safe, you feel how it's clearing for all of us, because this is for all of you. This is timeless. It's safe to bring up all the places and going small and not feeling comfortable speaking up and being seen and going live and making videos and making voiceovers and singing and dancing and laughing, and it's safe to remember that at all times we can reset ourselves back to the remembrance of our highest truth in our heart, in our essence, in our feminine, in our masculine. Safe to feel happy in all the places where grief once was, that they would never want us to hold on and be a walking dead, that they want all the old places where the grief of all the old places in that walking with our spirit places want us to be happy and joyful, that it's safe to live, it's safe to live, it's safe to live. Tapping on top of your crown. And I like to go in a circle as if I'm putting on my, my crown, right? Coming back into royalty. So go ahead and say it's safe and easy to come back into the alignment of my royalty with my divine body, mind, spirit, soul, back into the essence of my art, grounded here on earth. Put your hands on your heart. Taking a breath, feeling that vibe. Angels are calling. The angels are always calling. That Creator is always calling. Believing, taking the call. That at any time, suddenly, your upgrade is here. So I pray for my suddenly, so I can pray for your suddenly. I pray for divine intervention for myself. I pray for divine intervention for you. When I show up for me, I can show up for you. So thank you for showing up here today, one breath at a time. 2 classes on the schedule this week, tonight, 7 p.m. I'm virtually via Wild Ginger Apothecary. I'll put the link in the comment section. I also it's all over my social media, but you can go on wildgingerapothecary.com on their website and pay that way. It's $20 and you to go through them and be a part of my Sarasota tribe at the Wild Ginger Apothecary. So that's tonight class, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Then I also have my regular class tomorrow, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and you can sign up on that via my website, bethhardandhealing.com. I also have all of my classes through the rest of 2020, all of my breathwork classes, and yes, I am doing our first annual breathwork turkey trot, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going to start doing Thanksgiving and the American holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, annually, every year now, an hour to bring your family together, to reset, to set yourself up for your day. Whether you do it by yourself or you want to bring in people with you, that is up to you. The price is the same. So my price is $22. Everything's on my website, BethHardenHealing.com. So again, tonight's class via WildGingerApothecary.com. It's $20. Bring yourself, bring your tribe, virtually. And then tomorrow, my regular twice a month Wednesday night class at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's $22. You sign up for that on my website. So thank you for showing up for you today. I'm going to head over to my group, Bond with Beth Harden, and I'm going to talk all about this now, about my blood flow, oxygen, nutrients, way to detox my body daily. What do I talk about daily? Love y'all. Have a most beautiful day.